on tuning in to this video about Uber's stock price today. It's down 30%, folks. We're below the $30 mark. I had no idea it would go below the $30 mark. It has, down another 4.73%. Here's the thing. If you are the Saudi investment fund, if you are the SoftBank fund, if you are any one of the people who has put money into this and wants to rescue this company, I tell you what, put $500,000 on the table, allow me to put a small little team together, 4 or 5 people, and give us 30 days to turn the sucker around. I don't say that lightly. I honestly mean that. If you are any of the big money guys, put down $500,000. I will put a team together, 4 or 5 people, and within 30 days' time, we will make this thing rise. I tell you what, there are certain decisions that people are afraid to make. The big money guys are protecting a virus, are protecting a set of people that are absolutely ruining this company and have no freaking clue what to do. Just willy-nilly decisions here and there that make absolutely no sense. There are certain things you have to do with the PR, with the media, right? Getting rid of specific people, no names mentioned at this point, right? And specific actions that have to be taken, especially hiring a task team to get the morale up from the drivers. The morale at the drivers is at an all-time low. And I read a great article, I'm going to put the link right beneath here, right, Washington Post, where even the coffee, can you imagine these guys had decent coffee once upon a time, that coffee machines at the Uber HQ, maybe Pete's Coffee or Starbucks coffee. Now they're buying the cheapest of the cheapest shit. You know what message that sends to your employees? You're not even worthy of Pete's Coffee, right? So every little decision that these guys make, it's not thought through, right? And firstly, put down $500,000 on the table. And I'm appealing to the Saudi investment fund, SoftBank, and a couple of other heavy hitters. Hire a team of drivers that has business. And I've sold companies. If people want to look up what I sold handshake.com for, do your research. You will see what went into my bank account, right? So this is not difficult, folks, right? This doesn't require major Harvard degrees or Berkeley or Stanford degrees. No, this requires business savvy, understanding the law of the street, understanding the business on the street, right? How Uber and Lyft drivers function, what their basic requirements are from a company that is failing them again and again and again and again and again. Uber and Lyft and the guys running the show or trying to run the show, you're responsible for this. You're responsible for our low morale. You put cheap coffee, you switch out your coffee and you put that's where you're starting to save, but you had no problem spending $200,000 on party balloons. You should have acted as executives from day one, right? And now every change you make, every radical change you make, people will squeal. There will be whistleblowers telling the media, hey, they changed the coffee. The morale at the HQ is low, right? You set the bar and the spending limit so high, and now you're saving with little things like coffee, right? And when this shit gets out in the media, you look like assholes. You really do. You look like absolute idiots. So I'm telling you, the money guys at the Saudi investment fund, the SoftBank, all the other big VCs here in California, get a team of 5 drivers that will actually help you build the bridge to the drivers, get the morale up, let certain executives go, right? And then implement some key changes so that we can get this out of the dark, right? And start driving the stock price up. This is atrocious. Shame on Shame on the executives for getting it to this point, right? Shame on you. And I don't say that lightly, right? And I'm one of the very few that is not afraid to attack these individuals and call them out for their BS or for their. If Dara comes out and says, yeah, in an interview, yeah, I am overpaid. He says that. Dara K says, I am overpaid. Well, I tell you what, at that point on that interview, right there and saying, you know what, I continue the sentence and finish the sentence. I am overpaid, and I believe my salary should be cut down to 1/4 of what it is, as well as several of the other directors. People that will not accept 25% of the current executive salaries should leave, right? And we'll replace them with others. He says it, that he is overpaid. He was asked, don't you think that $42 million that you are receiving is a little bit too much? Yes, I do believe the executives are overpaid. Wow. Wow. We got to keep on speaking the truth, my friends, right? And if you're not speaking the truth here, if you're not speaking the truth to the real big time investors, then you are just creating a facade, right? You're creating a little theater story, right? This is way, way bigger than this. And we need to turn this around, right? We need this to turn this around yesterday, right? So please give us a call, allow us to put a task team together that gets our own office there for 30 days, and we can make some big decisions. I tell you what, it'll work. It'll work. People, the banking world, Wall Street has no faith in this company, right? There's something missing. And if the Washington Post comes out with an article that there's weak coffee, low morale, that's a powerful message, right? I'm going to put the link beneath this video. That's a powerful message sent through the Washington Post, right? If that is the level of energy at Uber HQ or Lyft HQ right now, the public will see this and say, no way. I'm going to wait until this hits the rock bottom before I even put a cent into this company. So right now it's still in free fall. Folks, we have gone down 30%, right? Didn't we open up at what? 45? Where are we? Below 30, right? If I do the basic math, that's 1/3 wiped out right there since the IPO. The IPO wasn't a long time ago, right? Do you know how much money that is? And I tell you why, because it's actions or not being able to act, right? Not good actions taken by individuals that's driving this down. So please, if you are the money people, reach out. Let's get a team together. Let's clean up. Let's spring clean, right? Let's get the sucker turned around. And I think the most important thing is that Lyft and Uber together at the same time need to raise passenger rates, right? This price wars is screwing both of you up. You have to both take a stand and push passenger rates up in 2 increments, in 3 increments, right? And start bringing in more cash. Telling you what, the riders, the passengers will pay it. They rely on this service, right? And it just blows my freaking mind. Blows my mind. Let's see, who do we have in the house? Gary Cabetta, Abstract Echo, Rideshare 411. James Skidmore. Hi, Ali. Driving Mudnana. John Spalding. John Rogers. Kev Dog. Jimban. Mohammed Farhan. Forrest MBC, Gaming Noob. Welcome all. I'm just stating the obvious, right? And it's not going to be a tough job. And I wouldn't want a long-term. Just give us 30 days and 4 or 5 people, and we will get the morale up. We will get the drivers fired up. We will get several of the executives fired, not even fired up, but fired. And we're going to fire up the drivers' morale and the employees' morale. Because by starting to give them shitty coffee and this makes media headlines. Public reads this. Public reacts to it. Oh my God, what's going on at Uber there? They're even serving weak coffee now. Telling you, gone are the times where you had Pete's coffee, my friends, right? Now you're getting cheap Costco coffee, the big drums for $8. That's what you're getting right now. That's what you're worth. That's the message that Uber is sending you. You are worth cheap coffee. Guess what that does to the morale? Listen, people, I know, having worked in companies, the one thing you want going on in the morning is a good cup of coffee to lift you up, right? A good coffee machine and a good coffee. I remember that in Europe. Everyone would have their moment they came in, all the coffee machines were on, right? But if you are used to getting a good coffee and now everyone suddenly receives a cheap brand coffee, what message are you sending there, right? When those same people know that 2-3 months ago at a party you spent $200,000 on balloons, right? So they are saving in the wrong areas, right? They should be starting with salaries, executive salaries, and cut them all down, all executive salaries down to 25% of what they are getting. Instantly free up a few $100 million, right? Come up with some better ideas as far as safety and security, right? You're taking a step in the right direction. Thank God. Thank God you're taking a step in the right direction, right? So that is a good thing. And that will have a lot of positive repercussions in the media. The fact that you are finally starting to address safety and security. But you got to do it for both. You can't send a message to drivers and say, hey, we are focusing on this security device for riders. We are focusing on this 911 texting option for riders. We're focusing on this, 411, this 4-digit code for riders, for riders, for riders. That's all that a driver hears. 4 riders, 4 riders, 4 riders. That's all I hear. 4 riders, 4 riders, 4 riders. What about the drivers? What about the drivers? Come on, Uber. Come on, Lyft. You can do better than this, right? The public needs to know this, is that the emphasis is really not put on the people that bring in the money. And that's what I think these people should be ashamed of. And then you have the Saudi investment fund and SoftBank and all of it. And then these are the guys that you let run the show, right? That are sending the wrong message to your task force, to your labor force, the people that are making you the money, the people that are trying to rescue you, the people who are hanging in there trying to pay, their rent, their schooling, etc. Right? Anonymous, don't project here, right? That's the way you interpret it, because you probably do that, right? Don't. We're applying pressure, my friend, and we're going to keep on. It's obviously what we are doing here, Anonymous, and I'm not even going to give him the space to, because he's anonymous. People that remain anonymous are afraid to show the true identity, and I'm calling you out here. So I'm not even going to highlight and show your message because it's not even worthy of this channel. It's not even worthy of the people in this channel. We are responsible for putting the pressure on and bringing the price down. I can tell you that, right? By exposing Uber, right? And connecting with the public, right? Until change takes place, until positive change takes place, until recognition, until respect takes place, until proper rates are introduced, higher rates for passengers, better pay for drivers. Then only when we sit in the car and tell the passenger, hey, things are getting better, things are on the up and up. Watch that thing go. So Anonymous, you far from removed from the truth. And I suggest you take that name Anonymous and give yourself an identity, because up to this point, you're no one. You're anonymous, right? Don't you agree? I think we should flush this MF out of the thing. Off ears. Gone. You're totally anonymous because you're in a sewage pipe. There we go. Let's see. Everybody else is contributing. They are. Somebody says they're crumbling. They are crumbling, but they are responsible for their actions or their inactions, right? This is a whole set of inactions here, one after the other, that drives this down, and the public is seeing this. It's going down and down and down until fundamental change takes place. So Saudi investment funds, SoftBank, and all the heavy hitters, the VCs that put money in, you have to be brave enough to make some fundamental changes in your company, right? Not little on the surface changes. No, you've got to be bold, address security and safety in the media, address your incompetent executive team, right? Address the fact that you have completely, and apologize to the drivers, and try and build morale and build bridges towards the drivers, and understand and take responsibility that your executives completely screwed up and drove the morale of the drivers down. And then now you're driving the morale down at Uber HQ as well by handing out cheap coffee. You don't think that people are going to see this? You are saving in the wrong places, right? Start, if Dara says the salaries are overpaid, okay, do something about it. Cut them. And those who don't accept 10 million a year instead of 40 million a year, kick them out. There's 10 other more competent people lined up that'll take $10 million a year. I'll guarantee you that. You know, people that have a track record with .coms, with companies, with transport companies that'll accept $10, $15 million, right, to be a CEO. You have to, Gary, you have to start on top. You have to fire Dara. There, I said it. I didn't want to say it, but I said it. Vinny Kurz, they need to take the Lee Iacocca playbook in order to build this company back to respectability. Great book. I completely agree with you on that. Great, great, great thinking there, my friend. Right? Come on, guys, we can do this, man. This is unacceptable. I'm sorry. This is dirt. 2902. Give it a little, maybe we start going into the 28 area. We're 8 cents short of $28. Yeah, John Spalding. He'll take 10 million. This is atrocious, my friends, right? This is atrocious. This is, and a lot of my private clients who are in the business field, who are big investors, they bring this up. They're like, how low will it go? How low will it go? I'm like, well, it's going to go lower and lower and lower unless there's certain change. What do you think needs to be done, Torsten? That's a great 30, 40-minute conversation that you can have in the car right there, right? Not difficult. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to change this around. They're just too afraid. They're not bold enough to make some big changes that are needed, right? And you have to start on top, right? You have to start on top. You have to have someone that loves getting into the media, loves being on talk shows, not all stiff, or who can't address a family after there's been a rape or assault, too afraid to even address the issue. Oh my God, it's too intense for me. I can't deal with the shit, right? No. Go out there and said, hey, we messed up, we screwed up, and we got to make better, right? We got to change that. We got to plug those holes. We're going to put money in there. But instead, you put $90 million into a war fund to fight drivers. Instead, you hire people like Tony West who insult every single driver out there, right? Mamma mia. And we're going to keep on making this type of video. Do you think this is fun for me to make this type of video? No, but it's my responsibility to connect with the drivers and mainly with the public, and letting them know we're not at the bottom yet. We're not at the bottom yet. It'll still keep on going down until fundamental change has taken place. And you trying to tell me that it's too difficult? You go and get yourself 3 or 4 people that are respected in this community that we respect, right? bring them together and go out there and start doing a PR campaign and say, hey, get your guys out, apologize online, do live feeds with us, apologize to the drivers, right? And start taking responsibility on top and put your money where your mouth is and make change, the right type of changes. And don't be shy, Uber and Lyft, together in synchronicity to bump up the rates for passengers and riders. Do it together, right? Bump them up 10, 15%. So money starts coming in. They are not going to switch their app off, right? They need that ride. They don't have many opportunities. They have Lyft or they have Uber. So together in synchronicity, bump up announcement, right? 1st of November, rates are going up. Don't do this at Christmas time. Do it in November or 1st of January 2020. Bump your rates up together simultaneously. Be prepared to be bold. Go in, be bold. Hey, we are cutting back on our salaries versus we are cutting 300 positions here. We're cutting 480 positions here. We're cutting 400. No, be bold. Be bold. Cut your own salaries down to 25%. We are willing to work for 25% of our executive salaries until this is turned around, right? Then you are sending the right message to the public, right? Is that we will start on top. We will start cutting on top. Not we will start cutting right at the bottom with drivers. What part am I missing here? Is this so difficult? Or are you stuck in your greed and your ego and you just don't even see the island, right? You're drifting around in your little Dara boat, in your little dinghy, in your little rubber boat out at sea, and you cannot even see an island with coconuts, right? Seriously? Is your vision so blurred that you cannot even see the tropical island? Doesn't take much to get that little dinghy to the island, pump yourself up on coconut milk and fresh fruits and get healthy again. Come on, man. Come on, let's do this together. Jazz Leanne says, yo, people, it's time to stop to drive for Uber and Lyft. A rotten apple. Find a new apple. I like that approach. That is a plan, right? Rotten apples, new fresh apples. That is a plan, right? Hey, I'm going to let go of my rotten apples. I'm going to now look for mangoes, pineapples, watermelon. That's a plan, right? That's a person with a plan in our room, with a bigger plan than they have, right? There we go. Digital landscape, love you back, my friend. Max Arana, Uber has a lame ad campaign with a tagline, what drives you? Good one. What drives us is earning a decent wage, not supporting overpaid execs. Thank you, Max Arana. Could not have said it better, right? What drives us? Definitely drive. We're not driving our morale or getting all excited when you fat cats are living the life. Your staff now are getting weak coffee and we being paid peanuts. It's not working for us, right? So Lyft and Uber in synchronicity, raise your passenger rates January the 1st, 2020 in 2 increments, right? Maybe not do it before Christmas. People need that Christmas money. Do it 1st of January announcement, we're raising our rates. Get money in, right? And stop saving in the wrong places. Alrighty. I wanted to make this short and sweet, and I'm going to keep on making it. As long as this goes down, as long as the changes are not there, as long as I don't see these changes or some good positive changes in the right direction, I'm going to keep on making these type of videos, right? I promised my base that. I promised my subscribers that we would shove this low stock price into the public face and make them understand that there's no fundamental changes taking place yet, right? Mervyn Khan, I'm going to okay that message. George, yeah, maybe we need to change that slogan. What drives you? Yeah. What drives you? An underpaid driver drives you. Hi, James. I like it. What drives you? An underpaid driver drives you. That's the truth. Let's talk truth here, right? So raise your rates, both of you, Uber and Lyft, raise your rates, and then get a task team out to show a game plan how you are going to improve the lives of drivers and get the morale of the drivers up worldwide, US and internationally, and get the morale of your employees up, right? And the way you can start by getting the morale of your employees up, listen up, Dara, listen up, Logan Green, cut your salaries back and keep on giving them good coffee. They deserve that good coffee. They're working all day long. Don't save in the shittiest places, right? You're only going to save under 100 grand on coffee a year. A month or a year, right? Don't do that to your employees, right? Cut back on your salaries. Keep on giving them good coffee. You don't want headlines, weak coffee, low morale in the Washington Post, in the media. It's going to screw you up. It's going to drive it down and down and down. Basically telling the public, hey, we know already there's low morale with the drivers. We hear it every day in our car. Now we're reading that there's low morale in the HQ. Why on earth am I, Jack and Jill, at the table going to discuss possibly investing a few dollars into Uber? Never. That conversation will never take place. And hence, this sucker will keep on dropping and dropping. 29.06. I hope we can witness 28 here. You know, it sounds bad. I hope we can witness it going down. But we need to make the public understand it's going to go down and down and down and further down until fundamental, bold changes have taken place. And the Saudi Investment Fund, the SoftBank, and the other California VCs, international VCs that put in hundreds of millions and billions, be bold. I tell you, be bold and start on the top, right? Be bold and start on the top. That's where you can free up a lot of money, right? Be bold. Don't be shy. Get rid of people on the top, right? You're flashing out 400, 480, another 300. How much is that? That's 880, 1,180 people within 1 month gone out the door, right? How much did you save by letting those 1,180 go? Where you should have started cutting at the top. Cut Tony West's salary, cut the CFO's salary, cut the CEO's salary, cut the CIO's salary, cut them all. Rideshare helper says they couldn't organize a push-up in a brewery. Dara out. Dara out. Let's put it all there. I think this is the most important thing of all, is we need a new CEO, right? I'm gonna taking a bold movie. You don't have to say it, because Dara out. There we go. Dara out. That's my slogan, right? What drives you? Here's my answer. Certainly not Dara. Dara doesn't do it for me as a CEO. Why? Because I can see how he treats drivers. I can see what he does to drivers. I can see what actions he takes on drivers. When he goes out and starts saying, yeah, we're implementing safety and security measures, and again, it's for riders. It's for the people that he perceives, you know, who look at his image. Oh, the riders, the passengers. I got to look good in front of them. I got to show them that I care about them. But you're not showing the driver that you care about them, Dara. Can you maybe implement some really, really good ideas or features that you actually care about a driver? Can you show us that you care about the driver? Come on, man. Step up or step out, Dara. Step up or step out. Yeah, they need to go. Sorry, John Spaulding, you're right. They need to go. And the big money people behind this company need to understand that these captains of this ship are steering this tanker into dangerous waters, right? They need to go. FitCon, consider the personal training industry part-time, good alternative to full-time in a car. It's fantastic when one fitness client is averaged $70 an hour in Southern California. I love that idea. Subscribe to FitCon right there, right? Staying healthy and you making money. If you want to change your life around, become a fitness instructor. I have a lot of friends that make a lot of money as fitness instructors, right? But in order to be a fitness instructor, you got to know your stuff and you got to show the client you're fit. You can't go in there with a 300-pound overweight belly, swollen colon, right, and say, hey, I'm a fitness instructor. You need to spend $70 with me. No, got to walk the walk and talk the talk, just like these Dara Kay and Logan Green people. You got to walk the walk and talk the talk, right? Don't just think about your selfish, greedy egos, right? Think about the big picture. Think about everyone, right? This is a massive, massive rideshare family where everybody needs to be taken care of, not just a few fat cats. Condo, you're right on that one. Yeah, right, Jeff Perry. Good point. Dog trainer, love it. Love it, love it. Did you guys see this company that I'm highlighting? Oh, it's not live yet, but today it should be live. The company is called Spot On, right? It's a new Uber company for dogs and cats. That's what I did yesterday. I drove an NBA player's French bulldog around, made 150 plus, just made $200, right? By driving a dog. There is a company in New York, a startup company. They've given 5,000 rides already. They're concentrating on driving animals around, dogs and cats, to the pet, to the vet, to the hairdresser, to the groomer, whatever the case is, right? Check it out. Also put the link below. Interesting one. Guys, I wanted to keep this 30 minutes because I have several meetings today. I've also some friends flying in from overseas. So got to go. Keep on rocking, keep myself busy, keep myself out of trouble. But I wanted to connect with you guys, say hello. I wanted to definitely connect with the public and say, hey, we're on 2906. Maybe at the end of the day, we already hit the 28 mark, right? Tell you what, Saudi Investment Fund, SoftBank and other VCs, put $500,000 on the table. We'll put 5 people together and we will turn the sucker around for you. Talk is cheap, right? Be bold, make some big, big, brave moves and turn this sucker around. We can do it. We can all do it together, right? A lot of people here that should be on a rideshare driver panel and have say, because there's more constructive input from our house, from different channels, from Dustin's channel, from Harry's channel, right? Collectively, than they could ever come up with, right? The ideas are here from the people that understand the business. This is where truth is spoken. This is where the real deal takes place, right? Not with a couple of overpaid Harvard and Stanford degrees that don't understand the business, right? They may look at numbers in that, but they don't understand the business. They don't understand the fundamental of the business. And what they clearly don't understand, number one, is how to treat people. How to treat people. You listen to a person, you try and find ways to make their lives better. You try and find ways to empower a driver, and you will get respect. So those classes, if you went to university or college or school, you missed, obviously every single one of those executives missed those classes. How to work with people, how to treat people right. Buy those books, they're out there on Amazon, right? Dara, go on Amazon right now and spend $100, $200 on books. How to treat people, right? That's where you need to start. Not how to treat my ego, how to feed my ego. That book is not out there. But that's the story that you're telling. That's the story, that's the book that you are writing. How to feed my own greedy ego. That is the book that these executives are writing. Do me a favor, go on to Amazon, every one of you directors tonight, go and spend $100 to $200 on Amazon and buy books, How to Treat People Correctly. how to communicate with people, how to respect people, how to connect with your labor force, how to earn respect. Not difficult. Brandish says the board of directors care more about loyalty from the executives than little guy pay. They have an ultimate goal to eventually remove the driver. Remember this. But you got to get there. You've still way. So if you're not building the bridges right now and working on those relationships, you will never make it to that finishing line, right? If you don't go training for the Ironman, you're not going to rock up in Hawaii and do three different types of events to reach that end goal, swimming in the ocean, cycling, and running. If you haven't learned the basics and done the basic training, you will never, ever reach the finishing line, my friends. So that's the vision that they don't have, Brandish. That's maybe the idea to get rid of the driver, but what they're doing right now will certainly not get them to the end goal. I can tell you that. And that's my reasoning right there. You have 30% of your stock wiped out. Where's the money to do the things that you want to do, right? It's gone. It's vaporized. The fish rots from the head. Peter Teixeira. Love that. Mario S. in the house. Thomas Markworth, Uber needs to read the book, How to Pay People. Yeah, just get some fucking basic books, man. I can reach down here. Here. Start with the why, right? Wishes fulfilled. These are legendary books, my friends. Here, what else do I have? Just right next to me. There we go. Look at that. The 7 Habits. I just grabbed what I could find next to me. Books that I read in my sleep. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I don't see Dara or Logan being highly effective. Did you read this book, Dara? Did you read How to Treat People? Wow. Should maybe go through my book collection with you one day. 7 Habits is a classic, certainly is. And anybody that hasn't read that book, go out and buy that book. My friends, can I have 50 thumbs up? And public, work with us. Public, work with us, drivers. Find ways to reach out to us. I urge the public to go and subscribe to some of these ride-share channels. I urge the public to read what the drivers say. I urge the public to have our backs on this, right? Because we are doing the heavy lifting here, right? And I'm sure every day the Chicago Tribune, New York Times, Washington Post, all you're reading is a lot of negativity on Uber. And that, my friends, I think can change. I really do. I think it can change. Thank you, Payman Ali. I appreciate you. I'm going to be in Vegas on November the 1st for the Day in Vegas event, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be a big, big money maker for all the Vegas drivers. Day in Vegas, right? Massive, massive hip-hop event. Travis Scott, Kendrick Lamar, all, Lil Uzi, all the guys, all the big, big hip-hop artists are going to be there at that 3-day event. I'm going to be going there with a whole bunch of people. 50 thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me take a picture here. There we go. Spread the love. There we go. That's the energy. That's the energy that we are projecting today, right? Check that out. That's us. That's how we operate. And no one's going to get us down. This is the level that we drivers operate on. No one is going to get us down, right? We can only go up and up and up if they treat us right. So hopefully one of these middle management, one higher management, or one of these executives has watched this video. You guys control the show here, my friend. Be bold, be brave, get some BALLS, right? And do some of the right moves out there. And Big investors, Saudi investment funds, SoftBank, all the big VCs, be bold, be brave, get rid of your trouble people, cut back on the top, send the right message to your workforce, right? That you're not just feeding the greed on the top, but you're actually taking care of the little guy on the bottom. Peace out, my friends. Love you all. And have a fantastic day. All of you, drive safe. Connect with your loved ones. Spend some quality time with them. Give them a hug. Give them a kiss. Tell your children you love them. And just do your very best, right? Be you. Do your very, very best you can. Thank you. Appreciate you being part of it.